Hi BookTube, and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. Today is Saturday, October the 27th, and it's about 5 o'clock at night. I was just going to sit down and watch some BookTube and do a little knitting, and I thought I should give you guys an update on, what's been going on so far today, which has pretty much been nothing. I have actually been a little bit productive. I did some adulting today, and I'm very proud of myself for that, considering it's a Saturday. So I got up, I edited the the vlog that went up this morning, and I posted that. And while I was kind of editing that one, I was listening to my audiobook. I actually finished an audiobook today, which is very exciting. I'll talk to you guys about that in a minute. And then I was exhausted. I couldn't keep my eyes open. I've been really tired this week, so I actually laid down for a nap for an hour, like right around lunchtime. So I did that, and that was fine. And then I got up and I took my husband to work, and I came home and I vacuumed the apartment. I did the dishes, and I have a little side table that you guys can't see, but like where I sit on the couch is like right here. So I had the side table, and it just, everything, surfaces get cluttered, let's be honest. I always say that. My apartment is lived in. We have stuff everywhere. It's not dirty or, but it's just cluttered. So I cleaned off that table because I was looking for something and I was getting frustrated because I couldn't find it. I thought, that's always when I end up cleaning that table. So of course, because I started cleaning that table, across from me is my knitting craft table, like where I keep all of my stuff under the table, on top of the table, all over the place. You're kind of moving things from over here and putting them over here. So I started cleaning that up too. So I tidied that up a little bit. Then, as you can see behind me, I put some new books out here. I did tidy up this bookcase just a little bit. I still want to do this shelf. I've done like the shelf down here and the shelf here. I want to redo this one and the stuff along the top too. But the holidays are coming in a couple of weeks, you guys. The Toronto Santa Claus Parade is, I believe, in like 2 or 3 weeks. And that, to me, is the start of the Christmas season. And that's the day, that Sunday, the day of the Santa Claus Parade, is the day that we actually put up our Christmas tree. So that will be sitting behind me. If you have not watched my videos, like if you're new to my channel and you didn't watch last Christmas, so the Christmas tree ends up sitting behind me. And I do have some Christmas knickknacks that are going to go up here. And, the Christmas Sisters book is probably going to stay because it's a holiday book. But I have a couple of other holiday books I want to put out on display for the holidays. So, this still is a work in progress. But this is something I want to do for a while. Actually, you guys can't see it. There's books piled down here that need to go. I don't want them. I don't have any use for them. I'm trying to get this all cleaned up just to keep stuff that I absolutely want, because as you guys know, I don't really read physical books other than my Harlequins, and that Harlequin shelf is across the room. Eventually, I'm hoping to be able to record in front of that bookcase and this one, when this one gets moved, when everything gets moved around. Anyway, long story short, I adulted today. Oh, and I went and got my nails done too. Excuse me. My husband's been sick and he passed this cough on to me, and I'm so mad about that. But anyway, yeah, I went and got my nails done today. I got black for Halloween. Because why not? And plus, I didn't just get it for Halloween. Like, the girl says to me, "Oh, for Halloween," and I'm like, "Sure." I'm like, I just love the look of black nail polish. That's just me. But anyway, so before I get into like all the reading and stuff like that for this vlog, let me talk to you about what I've been knitting over the past couple weeks, because it's been a couple weeks since I talked to you about what I've been knitting. Because obviously I didn't sit down and do a Saturday sit down with you guys for a start of a vlog last week. Sorry, my hair is really staticky, and it's this weather. It's the forced, it's the electric heat that we've got on because it is cold, you guys. Friends of mine have snow in Ottawa. We don't have it here, but I was talking to the girl who did my nails today, and she lives a bit north of me, and she said that there's snow on the ground up there. So it's coming, guys, it's coming. Anyway, on to the knitting. So I cast on 2 new things over the last couple weeks because I was at the festival, and it's kind of tradition that you always cast on something new at the festival, like not there, but over that course of the weekend. So I did cast on a few new things, but I'll show you the things I already had going first. So first of all, I have my, as I call them, my work socks, my Hermione's Everyday Socks. That's the pattern name. I actually finished a sock this morning because, oops, I dropped my ball of yarn, excuse me. And of course the little sucker slides all over the place. So these are what I dub my work socks. I knit on these at lunch at the office. And I finished a sock, you guys. I finished that this morning. I actually finished it while I was editing my video from last week. So yeah, so that's where I was the last time I showed you, which was 2 weeks ago. Now granted, guys, I had 4 days off of work. The days leading up to my holiday, I did not take lunches because I wanted to get stuff done so I could leave like my plate clear when I went away. And then this week, kind of the same thing, but I should be back to normal starting this coming work week. So yeah, so the little witch is of course where I was. So I got that done. The cuff is done. So we have a finished sock. One finished sock, always exciting. I just love the way that yarn knit up. It is so beautiful. So because I got that one done while I was editing my video, I immediately, I'm the kind of person who casts on the next sock immediately. Because if not, then you get what a lot of knitters refer to as second sock syndrome, where you knit one sock and then don't want to do the other one. So that's why I always cast on the next sock, even though I've never had that problem. So I've just got the toe done on the second sock now. So yeah, so that's exciting. So again, the yarn that I'm using is from Spun Right Round, and it is called Combat Boots and Baby Doll Dresses, which is a throwback to me being a kid or a teenager in the 90s, which was my outfit of choice for most days of high school. And the pattern, like I said, is called Hermione's Everyday Socks, and it is a free pattern on Ravelry by Erica Luter. So that is that. The other thing that I've been working on is my sweater, the Rose Cardigan by Andrea Mowry, who I actually was 2 feet, the designer, I was 2 feet away from her at the festival last weekend. I did not go get a picture with her. A lot of people were. There was actually a lineup to get pictures with her. She's a knitwear designer. It's kind of awesome. Like, you know, a celebrity. And she's super adorable and super cute. But anyway, maybe next year if she's there again, because I plan on knitting one of her sweaters as my Rhinebeck sweater for next year. So if I do get it finished, I'll have to get a picture with her. But anyway, so I'm working on a sweater by her, and it's called Rose. It's a cardigan. It's knit in 4 parts, 4 quadrants, and I'm still only on the first one, but you know, I've been knitting on other things over the last little while, so that's why this hasn't gotten as much love, but I plan on working on this later today. So my little fish stitch marker, which is just so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? It's all sparkly and stuff. That's where I was the last time, and as you guys can see, it has gotten long because you actually cast on all of these stitches. It's the way this pattern goes. It's the way it's designed. It makes more sense when you see it. So like, for example, let me just kind of do this so I can just kind of show you guys really, really quickly. So as I've said, this is like the bottom of the sleeve, right? So this runs along this seam, and then this piece here, this long piece, will now suddenly join the body. It will make sense when it starts to get put together. The first, because I've knit this part of it before, and I had a few mistakes in it, so I ended up ripping it out and starting again. But when I saw the quadrant completed and kind of could visualize in my head how they all went together, it makes sense. It doesn't look like much right now, but it will make sense in the long run. But that cable along the side is just beautiful. I love it. And I love this yarn. So again, the pattern is called Rose. It's by Andrea Mowry, or Drea Renee Knits, I believe is her Ravelry name. And yeah, and then the yarn is Knit Picks. It's 100% acrylic yarn. I love acrylic yarn for sweaters. The color is called Seraphim, which is a beautiful purpley gray. And yeah, so I'm totally happy with this. And I'll be knitting some more on it tonight, so that's going to be exciting. While I sit, Game 4 tonight, guys, of the Red Sox and Dodgers. We lost last night in like 16 innings. At 13 innings, I said to my husband, I'm going to bed, because I was exhausted. Garrett stayed up till the bitter end, and when I woke up this morning, the first thing that I checked was the score, and we did lose by 1. And when he got up, he's like, oh, did you know that? I said, yes, I know that we lost. So fingers crossed tonight we're going to have a much better night. But yes, so there's I hit myself in the face with something every single time I sit down and record. So the new things that I cast on. I went on my travels last week. I went to a yarn store in Burlington, Vermont called Must Love Yarn. And it is a beautiful little yarn store. It's huge, but oh my gosh. So I got a new skein of yarn. I'm pretty sure I showed this to you guys in my last vlog, like my travel vlog. But this is Fiber Stash Dye Works, and it is by a friend. I have never met her, but she's friends with friends of mine, so friends of a friend. Fiber Stash Dye Works. She's local to Vermont, so if you are in Vermont, definitely check her stuff out. And so I got Strong Toes, which is an 80/20 superwash, and it's called Pumpkin Princess. Look at that. Is that not like the awesomest fall color? It's so bright and pretty. So I bought this, bought needles, and cast on a sock. So I'm actually quite a bit further in this sock than, you know, normal, but I pretty much knit on this all weekend. I am almost done the foot. But look at how gorgeous that is. But you know what the colors remind me of as I'm looking at this? Big Bird's legs. Do you guys see that? The orange and the bright pink of Big Bird's, the stripes on Big Bird's legs. That's what this reminds me of. But I absolutely love it. So again, it's called Pumpkin Princess. And yeah, I'm just knitting a plain vanilla sock. There's no pattern to this sock at all. And yeah, it's been a nice, relaxing knit. And I thought, why not? I needed a pair of socks to cast on while I was there, because you're sitting around the cabin at night, you're chatting with other people. You don't really want to pay attention to a pattern. So having a nice, easy pair of socks. Oh, and I also got the bag at Fiber Stash. Is that not adorable? There's no tie to the tub of it. It just kind of sits open. But it's great to sit beside you while you're sitting on the couch and knitting, because you can just pull your yarn from it. So it's kind of great. And then the last thing I cast on was a pair of fingerless mitts. I saw this pattern about 2 or 3 days before, because a friend of mine was knitting on a pair of fingerless mitts. And I'm like, oh, I really want to cast on another pair of fingerless mitts. I have one pair. I knit a pair years ago, but one has gone missing. You know how your winter stuff tends to go missing? I really got to do a better job. We now have one of those benches that sits in front of our front door, you know, that opens up, like the seat opens and you can put stuff inside. So all of my hand knit winter stuff, my hats and mitts and scarves and stuff, are going to get stored in there. So that way I don't lose them. But I had one of the first pairs of mitts I ever knit. One of them has gone missing. So I don't know where it is. I knit it, I think, at the old place that we lived at, so something could have happened in the move. It's been years since I've seen it. But I have another pair of fingerless mitts that I keep at the office. I've been wearing them around because it's gotten colder, but typically they stay at the office, but I thought I wanted another pair. Long story short, I went online onto Ravelry, and I was looking at patterns, and I saw this pattern, and I went, oh, I must have it. Especially, A, the name is what drew me in, and B, there's cables. I just adore doing cables. You guys know this if you've been, you know, watching me for a while or watching what I do. So the designer is Kristen Leher, I believe is how you say her name. She's Woolen Vine Yarns, for those of you who are also knitters. And the pattern is called Something Wicked. So there's cabling on the front, like on this part of the mitten. And is there a better picture? She's so pretty, this girl, seriously. But yeah, so there's the mitten. See the cabling on them? Isn't that awesome? But yeah, the fact that they're called Something Wicked is absolutely what drew me in. So I looked through my stash of yarn, and I picked a yarn that I've had sitting there for a long time, and it's this. It's a little variegated. It is grays and like an off-white, but this is how it's knitting up. It's really, really pretty. So I'm only done the cuff. I was a little bit further, but I had to rip it back because I didn't change needle sizes like I was supposed to. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, so that's about as far as I am on this one. Not terribly interesting. Oh, I have a mini in here. I don't know. Where did this come from? I think this was from Mandy. I'll have to put that away. Random minis. Hold on, let me just throw that in there so I don't lose it, into my bucket of minis. And I'm just trying to see what else I have in here. Oh yeah, so the yarn, Rescue My Knitting, is one of my favorite dyers that no longer dyes yarn, and I'm so disappointed because I loved her stuff. And she's Sunrise Fiber Co. You can still find her in D-Stash on Ravelry. She, I believe, sells to some stores like a wholesaler, but I don't think she sells direct anymore. And this is her Vintage DK. So this is a DK weight yarn. Vintage DK, and the colorway is called Snow Fox. Is that not perfect? 100% superwash merino. So the only change I made to the pattern is that I am making the cuffs longer, because the way she had the pattern is like your cuffs were only like this long. I like them longer because I want to be able to tuck them underneath my winter coat. Like, that's the whole purpose, is to keep your hands and stuff warm, right? Not only to look fashionable, but to also stay warm. So yeah, so that's all I've got done so far. So hopefully more when I show you guys next week. Oh, and I've got to show you the bag because, you know, they're called Something Wicked. I had to use another Halloween bag. This bag was made for me by my friend Amanda. But yeah, I'm not a fan of spiders, but these are okay. I don't mind these, but with the skulls and stuff, isn't that gorgeous? And then the interior of the bag is bright orange, which is like my favorite color. And then it's got a great little drawstring. I love this bag. So yeah, so that's all the knitting, you guys. So again, before I get into the books, excuse me while I reach again, I'm going to open today's calendar, my creepy countdown calendar from David's Tea that you guys have been watching for the last week or so. Today is day, what, 6? I opened 5, 9, 6. So it is 6. So with this creepy dude here. So let's open it up. I'm pretty sure today is tea. So let's check it out and find out, shall we? And I'm right. Ooh, Mother's Little Helper is this one. Organic excuse me, Mother's Little Helper. So there it is. Ingredients, peppermint, lemongrass, hibiscus. It's got a little star beside it, so I'm not sure what that means. Rose hips, chamomile, valerian root, cornflowers with natural peppermint flavoring. So it's like going to be like, yeah, it's a peppermint tea. So I will report back and let you guys know what I thought about this. So yeah, so that it's a herbal, so that'll be great. Because I've already had an extra large coffee today and I don't need another one. So what have I been reading today, you guys? I have gotten quite a bit of reading done. So first of all, I finished a book. I finished listening to The Apple Orchard by Susan Wiggs this morning. It got to the point at the end, towards the end, I think I said in my last vlog, I was only like an hour from finishing it. I couldn't put it down. Like, I was listening to it between editing clips and stuff, like when stuff was rendering or uploading or whatever it had to do. And it was so good. Oh my god, it was so good. 4 stars, absolutely. My only thing about it, and this is going to sound weird considering how much I absolutely love romance novels, I could have absolutely done without the romance between Tess and Dominic. I don't know why, but I was so invested in the rest of the story that when they got to their romance part, because it isn't a romance novel. There's a romantic element in it, but there is also it's the rest of the story. When they got to those parts, I was like, oh, really? Do we have to listen to this? I want to go back to whatever's happening over here. So that's kind of why, and I mean, that's my personal opinion. Some other people might read it and love the romantic element of it. You know what I mean? No pun intended. But yeah, so this is the story of Tess, and she finds out that she has an entire family that she didn't know that she had. And in classic Susan Wiggs style, she does this very well. She did this with Map of the Heart as well. It traces like the family's backstory as well to World War II occupied Denmark, which, as I mentioned in my last vlog, is a spot of history I didn't know much about. And a lot of family secrets, a lot of family betrayals, you know, stuff that, you know, it was, and then Hunt for a Lost Treasure. I mean, that's always fun too. So yeah, I don't want to give too much of this one away because there is a lot going on in it. It's really fun to go into blind and not really know what you're getting into. I honestly did not know when I started listening to it. I had not read the back cover of the book. I hadn't, you know, read too much about what the story was about, and it was so nice going into it blind. So I absolutely recommend that you guys do that. This was narrated on audio by Kristen Traister, who also narrated Map of the Heart, who did a fantastic job. As you can see, I've got the sequel. I do own both of these books in hardcover because I bought them both at thrift stores, actually. And I believe the second book, oh, can we talk about the inside? That's gorgeous. The second book is about Isabel, which is Tess's sister. I don't want to give any more away than that. But The Beekeeper's Ball is the second book. So this one is definitely getting read next year. And I'm very, very much looking forward to it. I know my mom has this one to read on ebook. So I might even see if she wants to kind of read it together next year, which would be kind of nice. But yeah, I absolutely recommend it. I know, like I said, I read this with Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books and a couple of other people, and I don't think that they loved it as much, but it all depends on what you enjoy in a story. And, you know, Tess is a flawed character. She is not perfect. You know, she kind of has an attitude, and she smokes, and she drinks, and she, you know, not that those are bad things, but I'm just saying she's not that perfect character that, you know, appear in a lot of books. And I found it kind of refreshing. Yeah, I found she was a little cynical at points, and she kind of got on my nerves at a couple other points, but in general, I liked the fact that she wasn't perfect. You know, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Recommend it. If you like Susan Wiggs, give it a try. I listened to it on Scribd, so that was fantastic. And I started Ghost Town by Colin Dickory, I believe is his last name. The picture will be up here. So I started Ghost Town, and this book has been a little creepy. Duh. But actually not as creepy as I thought it was going to be. So essentially what this is a nonfiction novel. I always have a hard time saying that when it comes to ghosts and superstition and stuff like that. Like, it depends on your personal belief system. It says right at the beginning of the book that 43% of Americans believe in ghosts. So that's pretty interesting. But it more so, it's kind of like sitting around listening to a professor, like a history professor, do ghost stories, essentially. Because you go to different areas of the US into different famous houses. Like the first few houses that I've listened to already has been House of the Seven Gables in Salem, the Winchester House, which is in California, the Winchester Mystery House, I think it's called, and uh, and then they trace the history of the people who live there, and then the people who, you know, the apparitions and stuff like that. It's very, very cool. It's very, very fun. Perfect for this time of year. I really think I'm going to enjoy it. It's not a very terribly long audiobook. It's a little over 10 hours, so I should get through that one relatively quickly. My current ebook that I'm still reading is Winter Cottage by Mary Ellen Taylor. Fantastic. Very much like The Apple Orchard, where you're going back and forth in time. You know, all these different characters and secrets are starting to be revealed. I'm a little over halfway through it. I plan on getting a lot more reading on that one done tonight. But yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying it. And since I talked to you guys in my last vlog, I am currently reading Cinderella's New York Christmas by Scarlett Wilson, which is a Harlequin romance novel. I have it over there. I'm sorry, I should have it in my hand so I can pick it up and show it to you guys. But I've got that book that I'm currently reading. I'm really enjoying it. I plan on getting a bit more of that read tonight as well. And I'm also currently reading the Nancy Drew Case Files, book number 3, which is Murder on Ice. I read a few more chapters of that this morning while I was having my breakfast, so that was enjoyable. But anyway, guys, I might try and pop back in here and give you guys an update on Winter Cottage. But if I don't, I will definitely be talking to you guys tomorrow. Until then, take care. Bye, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I always want to sound like I'm ending these. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hi, guys. It is Saturday night. I'm coming to you with a very quick little update. It is a tea update right now in my Everything Tastes Better with Cat Hair in It mug that I love because it's a nice big mug and it's so true. The phrase on it is so true. Those of you who own cats or have pets, you know, nothing is safe from cat hair. I remember, side note, we bought my car when I bought my new car 3 years ago. It was about 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago this month because I got it in October. My husband and I got into it for the first time and we were driving home and my hubby leaned forward and he looked at the dashboard. There was a cat hair on my dashboard and it was a black cat fur, so it was probably from one of our cats. And Garrett's like, did they come and like inspect the car before we got it? It just gets on everything. Oh my gosh. But anyway, tea update, as I was saying. I am drinking the Mother's Little Helper tea from David's, the one that came in my creepy calendar for today. And I want to tell you guys, it is amazing. It is absolutely fantastic. It's a great peppermint herbal type tea, like not a flowery or fruity tea, but more of like a pepperminty tea. For those of you who are familiar with David's Tea's Cold 911 tea, it is one of my favorites. I keep it on hand. I keep a container of it on hand all the time. When I start to run out, I immediately go out and buy some more, and I keep some at work as well, along with some tea bags. It is really, really great. If you're getting sick, if you can start to feel the tickle in your throat, or you're starting to get congested, or even when you are sick, like if your throat is really sore, there's no medicinal properties in it, but it's such a nice soothing tea. This one very much reminds me of that, but it's not as, I want to use the word potent. Like that one I find, I don't want to use the word strong, but it's got a very distinct, this one seems a little bit lighter. Does that make any sense? The thing though is that this would be a great tea, the one I'm drinking right now, the Mother's Little Helper, a great bedtime tea. And I think I might have to get some more for bedtime because this is making me sleepy. I don't know if it's this or the fact that I am actually sleepy, but I could lay down and go to bed. So I'm thinking I might pick some up, and for nights when I'm having trouble like getting to sleep at night, I might just make like a little cup of tea of this, and that might help me sleep, which would be kind of nice. There's another one that they have, I don't know if they do it anymore, called the Big Chill, and that's what that was for as well. But yes, again, this one, I highly recommend it. It's really yummy, and again, I drink it black. I don't put any sugar or any milk or any sweetener or anything like that in it, and it's just as good as it is. But yeah, so that's my little reading, or my little tea update, excuse me. Baseball update, we're still at 0-0 in the top of the 6th. I am watching the game. And I have to go pick up my husband in like a half an hour. So, they're not really later starts, like they're starting at 8. Most baseball starts at like 7, and typically they're done around 10 o'clock. But I mean, last night we went to 16 innings. So yeah, so I got to go pick him up. But I've just been sitting here knitting, watching the baseball, and, what else have I been doing? Oh, reading. I've been reading. Imagine that. I didn't get much further on Ghost Town by Colin. I think it's Dickory is his last name. I'm still enjoying it. I was listening to some of it when I went to go get my dinner tonight. I went over to KFC to get some popcorn chicken because I had a hankering, and I was listening to it in the car, but it was pitch black out. It was a little creepy, to be completely honest. Just thinking about some of the things that they were talking about. And then when I came home, I got a lot more read in my ebook, which is Winter Cottage by Mary Ellen Taylor, and I'm about 80% of the way through that now, which is great. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm loving the dual timelines. That is, I'm such a fan of that. Like when you're telling like two stories at once, it's but how they intermingle together. I just love that. And I've also got sitting beside me my Harlequin book, which, every now and then I put the knitting down. Like I'll finish a row or two, and then I'll put the knitting down. I'll read 10 or 15 pages of this. So yeah, so I want to get to my next spot by the time I go to bed, which would be my goal is to get to page 170, and I'm on page 120. So I've got 50 more pages to read. Absolutely. I mean, I could read that before I go to bed. Guys, again, it's large print. This is not a big deal. But yeah, so that's my little update for tonight. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is Sunday. It is the 28th of October, and it is about almost 9 o'clock at night. I'm about to sit down and have my dinner. We got pizza and wings because the baseball game is on. I'm going to kick that on very soon. I believe right now we're winning 2-1. Actually, let me check. I apologize greatly for the lighting, you guys. I'm actually filming this not on my phone because, as you can see, my phone is in my hands, but I'm filming this on my my Logitech webcam because you will have seen my videos already this week when I talk about this in my nonfiction or in my November TBR. That my tablet died and I had to resort to filming on here so I could look at my notes on here. It was a whole thing. So anyway, it has been a good day. I went to bingo with my mom this morning. We actually won, which was kind of nice. Hubby and I went grocery shopping, and then we've pretty much been relaxing for most of the afternoon. I did have a little nap. Yes, we are still 2-1 in the bottom of the second. We could win the whole thing tonight, guys. The whole World Series could be won tonight. Over my shoulder. Go Boston! Yay! So what have I been reading today? I did get quite a bit of reading done today. I'll start with my audiobook. I'm still listening to Ghostland by Colin Dickory, I believe is his name. This book is seriously creepy, guys. Like, you're probably like, duh. But, like, last night, when I went to go pick up my husband from work, I put the book on so I could listen to it on my drive to go pick him up. And it was so funny because as soon as I turned it back on to listen to it, it was something about, and she was driving down some dirt road and there was a spirit in the forest. And I'm like, nope, kick it off because it was like 10:30 at night. It was pitch dark outside. And I'm like, I get scared easily with stuff like that. So, so I didn't want to necessarily listen to it, but I listened to more of it today. I've got about 3 hours left on it. I was actually hoping to finish it this weekend, but, with grocery shopping and doing other things around the apartment and filming some videos today, I did not get a chance to sit down and read some more of it. But that's okay. I have mucked around with my TBR for October. I removed a book. I was able to move books around, so one book got removed. So I only have this book and one more book to finish for the end of the month. And the end of the month is on Wednesday, so I still have lots of time. But I am really enjoying it. As I said yesterday, it's kind of like, it's history of places, and then it kind of talks about the spirits or ghosts that inhabit those places. So it's really fun. I finished a book today, you guys, which is super exciting. I finished reading Winter Garden by Mary Ellen Taylor. This was a NetGalley review. Excuse me, I got an itchy nose. And I loved it. 4.5 stars, you guys. It was so, so good. Again, told in a dual timeline. Actually, 3 timelines, really. There is current day, which I think is listed as like 2015 or 2017. And then it goes back to 1988 to our main character Lucy, her mother, when she was a teenager. And then it goes back to like 1918 or 1917. So like almost 100 years earlier. Really, really good. Full of family secrets, and there's a mystery involved. And I love the characters. I love the story. I love the setting. This book was super fantastic. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to give too much away. I went into this book completely blind. I did not read the back cover copy of this at all. I just started reading it, and it was so, so good. I absolutely recommend it. If it's something that, would interest you. There is a love story in it, but it does play very much second fiddle to the rest of the story. And yeah, that's really about all the reading I got done today. But I did finish a book, which is great. I plan on reading some more of my Harlequin book tonight. Excuse me. Cinderella's New York Christmas. They have now arrived in New York. He has asked her to come to New York with him to finish up some business. And they've arrived in New York, and she's never been before, and it's Christmas time, so it's going to be absolutely fantastic. There, she's talking about what can we do, and he's like skating at Rockefeller Park, and, you know, seeing the tree, and going shopping on Fifth Avenue, and I'm just like all the whole New York things, and it just makes me super excited. I've never been to New York City, but I'd love to go. It's on my list of places to go, but I think definitely I would like to go at Christmas. There are certain places that I think you need to see during certain times of the year. For example, if you're going to go to Salem, Massachusetts, which I'm absolutely planning to do next year, you got to do it in October. You know, New York to me, Christmas time. Excuse me. So yeah, so I'm super, super enjoying that book. And I do plan on getting another couple chapters around my Nancy Drew book tonight. So anyway, guys, that is it for today. Excuse me while I turn around here and see. Do I have it? Okay, I did not open my David's Tea calendar for today. I think it's just a chocolate, so I shall have it after I'm done my dinner. Excuse me for like moving everything around over here. And I think we're on day 7. We're on day 7 today. So 7 is right here. I can't shake this stupid cough. It's ridiculous. And it is chocolate again today. So today we have another white chocolate, which I do love white chocolate. And I'm not sure, what is this one? White chocolate with strawberry rhubarb parfait. Excuse me, that sounds delicious. So I'll report back what I thought about them. So far I have enjoyed all the chocolates. Even the Earl Grey one, it wasn't too bad. Anyway, guys, I'm about to go into a coughing fit. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to have my dinner, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is Monday. It is the 29th of October, and it's about 10 o'clock at night. So I'm a little bit late getting this clip out to you today. So if you can hear that noise in the background, Garrett is just treating the cat. We just gave him his medicines, and he's a good boy. He took his medicines, and so now he gets treated. I just finished eating a huge plate of spaghetti. I made far too much spaghetti. It's so easy to do with noodles, isn't it, you guys? Like pasta noodles. You're like, oh yeah, that's totally going to be enough. And then it ends up being like 6 times too much. And of course you don't want any of it to go to waste because it's so yummy. Plus a piece of garlic bread. Oh, I'm so full. Yes, I am late eating dinner tonight. I wasn't 100% hungry when I got home, so I just kind of made my dinner at 9 o'clock. And it's about 9:45 now, I should say. So anyway, it was Monday. It was a bad morning for me. Just right off the get-go, it was a typical Monday. I'll tell you guys, I was telling my husband earlier, it was kind of funny. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was funny, but at the time I was rather annoyed. So we went grocery shopping yesterday, and I buy coffee creamer, because I don't use, I don't put creamer, sugar, or milk in my coffee. I just use straight coffee creamer. It was funny, a friend of mine posted on Facebook not that long ago. He says, it turns out I don't actually like coffee, I just like the creamer. And that's totally me. I buy one that is called Southern Butter Pecan, and it's from International Delights. It is so good. But when I was in the States last week, or 2 weeks ago, I bought Coffee Mate has a pumpkin spice one that's a holiday edition. I bought 3 of them, but I'm trying to save them for the weekends because I can't get them here. Anyway, long story short, put my coffee pot in the Keurig. It's McDonald's coffee. That's what I buy for my Keurig. Put it in, run it through, no problem. I grabbed the brand new bottle of International Delight that I literally just bought yesterday that has a expiry date on it of January of 2019. I popped the top of it open and kind of glanced inside the bottle because I realized it looks funny, and it was chunky. Like it had turned. Like my husband said, he thinks that it was probably the whole case. And you know, maybe something happened and then they went ahead and sold it anyway, like they might not have known. So obviously it got left out somewhere or something like that. So that was the first thing. So I was a little cheesed off about that. I was telling my coworker, and he said, oh, you should have taken the bottle back to Walmart. I'm like, I could not be bothered. It was 6:30 this morning. I was annoyed. I dumped the whole thing down my sink and ran the tap and whatever. So then no problem. I still had coffee creamer. I had to break into the old pumpkin spice. So I brought that, poured that into my coffee cup, went and came and sat down here on the couch, took a sip of it, and promptly almost spit it across the room. Why? All I could taste were coffee grounds. And I thought, oh, sugar. I got coffee grounds somehow in my coffee. So I go to the sink and I go to dump it. My coworker again says, oh, I would have strained it. No. That's not how Sarah plays. It gets dumped. So I dumped it out. The entire bottom of my cup, like this much, was filled with coffee grounds. So I pop open the Keurig to look at the little pod thingy. It had ripped open. So all those coffee grounds went into my mug. So then I had to run water through the machine to clean it, make a new one. Again, my morning did not get off to a good start today. And then I had to go and deal with crap at work. So, reading update. Actually, is there... Oh, yes, I got some fun mail today, though. I got a package that is... I got a book and 2 books in the mail. But both of them I already opened. I'm sorry I didn't open them on camera for you guys. But the ones over there, I'll try and remember to show it to you tomorrow. But this is the other one that I got. I got a Harlequin historical. This is a Western. I talked about these ones in my last couple of anticipated reads. These are some of my very favorite. They are the anthologies that Harlequin puts out every year for the holidays. This is the Western one. It's called A Western Winter Wonderland, and it's by Cheryl St. John, Jenna Kiernan, and Pam Crooks. So this one should be really, really cute. I just love that cover. I think that's, except for all the bloody stickers on it, but let's not go there. This was originally published in, I've now limited myself to 1 order a month from the Harlequin, from the Amazon Marketplace of the used Harlequin books. So I'm trying to be good. So this is my order for October, so I'm waiting for the rest of them to come in. This one is from 2007. So it's like, what, 12 years old? But yeah, so I'm very excited to have this one for the collection. And to eventually read as well. So that was that. So when I get the rest of them in, I promise I will try and make sure I save them for to show you guys when I open the packages. So the other book I got is Christmas related. I wanted to get a copy. I didn't own a copy. Should I go over and grab it? You know what? I will. Since I'm just sitting here and I can get up and move around, I will grab the other book. So the other book that I got in the mail today, I could not believe that I didn't actually have a copy of this. This is one of my favorite books, one of my favorite Christmas books of all time. And, oh, there's my whole yarn stash. That table's a mess. Oh, and I'm watching Steph. Hi, Steph. I decided I should sit down and record this before I completely forget. So I wanted to copy this because I didn't have one, and I do plan on reading it this Christmas. I always forget how short this book actually is, but I got a copy of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. It's super duper short. It's like 85 pages long. This is a Penguin Classic, Penguin English Library edition. I do love these editions. I had a copy of Dracula in this edition, and I read it a couple years ago at Halloween. I'd like to get it again because I don't know what happened to it, but I'm happy I grabbed this one. I really do like the edition. I think it's really, really cute. So yeah, my plan is to read this for Christmas, at the Christmas season in December this year, because coming up in the next few weeks, I'm going to be talking about the holiday book bingo that I am doing. Kind of like the summer romance book bingo, but it's not just going to strictly be romance novels, so more people can participate and, you know, feel like they can be included. My husband's just making his dinner, if you can hear that in the background. And I'm actually co-hosting this. Lindsay over at The Wandering Reader messaged me and asked if I was looking for a co-host, and I said sure, so she's going to join me. So that's super duper exciting that I got somebody else. So we're throwing around some ideas. I do plan on putting my the announcement video up in the next few weeks. I just want to discuss it with Lindsay first and kind of give her my final, these are the categories that I think we're going to use, and the whole purpose will be to get a single line, just one line. But one of the categories is going to be to read a classic Christmas story. So I might manipulate the card, and hopefully I will get this one so I can read this one in December. I read A Christmas Carol or an adaptation every year at Christmas time. Gorn's complaining. It's, again, my favorite story. Last year I read Mr. Dickens and His Carol. I can't remember the author. I do apologize. And the year before that, I actually read A Christmas Carol, but I listened to it on audio, and it was narrated from Audible by Tim Curry. So that was a lot of fun. So I'm really, really happy to have this. So yeah, so that was my little bit of mail today. I really should get into the books to tell you guys what I read today. I'll get to that in a second. Hold on, I gotta reach for something. Bad lighting. I do apologize. You guys are like seeing the whole apartment. Sorry about that, if that made anybody motion sick. Before I talk about the books today, shall we open today's calendar? Because today is a tea, and I think I might like to have this tea before I go to bed. So today is day, when I opened yesterday, 7. So today is day 8. Yes, because then we have 9 and 10. So today is day 8. So this is another tea, I think. Yes, it is. And it's one of my favorites. This is one I have in my cupboard. So I don't think I'll be drinking this tonight because it is not a herbal tea. Sorry, it's a little crinkly. It does have caffeine in it. So this one I might save and take to work tomorrow. But it is, of course, my pumpkin chai, which is one of my absolute favorites. Oh, this is so yummy. I absolutely love this chai. This and the s'mores chai were really, really good. So that is fantastic. So let me just sit my arm up so I can talk to you guys and I don't hurt my arm. So there we go. All right, so books. What did I read today? I finished a book today, you guys, but that's really about all the reading that I got done. I finished my audiobook, which was Ghostland by Colin Dickey. I can't remember the narrator. I want to say it's Robert something. I do apologize. I'll mention it when I do my wrap-up mid-month, or at the end of the month, I should say. So in just a few short days. I really, really enjoyed this. This was a nonfiction novel. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. It is ghost stories, but it's not. The whole thing is more of a history novel about different places in the U.S. And, you know, like I talked about in a video a couple days, like one of my clips previous, you know, he talks about the House of Seven Gables. He talks about, in Salem. He talks about the Winchester Mystery House in California. He talks about some brothels that are in Nevada, you know, that are very historical. And he talks about the historical people and the time and the place and stuff like that. And his great, like, what I really love, what I took away from this book, excuse me, like his hypothesis, if you will, is that ghosts aren't necessarily the spirits of a deceased person who's haunting the area. Like what he talked about was the fact that, you know, the people who live or who work or who reside in an area, in a home, in a business, in a location, you know, if you're there long enough, you kind of get attached to that place. For example, you know, my parents have lived in their house for it'll be 37 years this April. And they do plan on selling in the next few years. And like, I can just imagine if I go back to that house in 5 or 6 years, even, you know, my parents still being around, I would walk into that house and feel the presence of us, you know, our childhood and, you know, those memories, those spirits, even though no one is deceased. Does that make sense? That's what I took away from it, is that, you know, that energy resides in that place as long as someone is still around to remember the people and remember what happened there and stuff like that. You know, if it's something violent that happens in this place or whatever it is, then yes, that I very much believe in that whole energy thing, that, you know, the karma and you put good stuff out there or whatever. If something very violent happens in a space, that energy is going to reside in that space. Whether that's some sort of a spiritual like ghost or something like that, or whether that's just energy. So yeah, this was a really, really great book. I mean, it didn't get a lot, and it was fun too. There was a lot of great ghost stories, and I think I mentioned the other day I was trying to listen to it, and I had it on in the car at night, and it was dark, and I'm just like listening to this pot, and I'm like, no, and I had to turn it off because it got a little bit creepy. But it's not ghost stories. If that's what you think you're getting into, that's not. They are there, but that's not the majority of the book. The majority of the book is the history of these places that he talks about. And I love that because I'm such a history buff. So the other thing I started today, so that's the book that I finished. I did start reading Deputy Defender by, who's the author? Where's my Kindle? I'll check. Deputy Defender, it is a love-inspired, you guys are going to see the picture up here anyway, by an author whose name I can't read. Gosh, this print is small on here. Valerie Hansen, by Valerie Hansen. This is book number, I think it's book number 5 or 6 in the Capital Canine Unit series. So I've just started it. A bomb has gone off. I think I'm on chapter 2. And our main character, the male lead, is one of the guys in the Capital Canine Unit. And the female lead is actually a woman who's under witness protection. I don't want to give anything away. I mean, you find it out right at the beginning of the book, but still. So yeah, so I'm going to try and get a bit more of this read tonight before I go to bed. And so that's what I've read today. But last night I did get a good chunk of this read. And this is Cinderella's New York Christmas by Scarlett Wilson. It is a Harlequin romance novel, of course, and I am on page 210, and I think there's like 240 pages. So my goal is to finish this tonight as well. So I will let you guys know what I think about it tomorrow. But anyway, that is it. I'm going to let you go. My husband probably wants to eat his dinner. Well, he's playing Warcraft right now. Are you going to say hi to the peoples? There he is. He does exist. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is Tuesday, October the 30th. It's about 9:30 at night. And I thought I would pop on and let you guys know what I've been reading today. So, first off, let's start off with what I finished yesterday. Yesterday, I finished reading Cinderella's New York Christmas by Scarlett Wilson. It was a Harlequin romance novel. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was a super cute Christmas book about a woman who almost like had a chance to go for like gold. They didn't say it was the Olympics, but something very similar, some sort of an international competition. And she suffered an injury and unfortunately couldn't compete. So she's now living in Switzerland, and she's cleaning chalets. Like, she works essentially for some sort of like hotel rental type place. And she meets a man who is a billionaire, of course, and he's dealing with his own family drama. And they end up having like this one night together or whatever. And then they start seeing each other, and he invites her to come back to New York with him for Christmas. You know, nothing, and they even state it, you know, in that part of the book that it's not for anything, no hanky-panky, essentially. Not unless she wants to. That's not why he's inviting her, but he just wants her to see New York City. She's from Austria, I believe, is where she's from. And it was super duper cute. It was super Christmassy. I mean, New York at Christmas time is just fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, 3.5 stars. It wasn't anything that's going to blow you out of the water, but it was a really fun and entertaining read, and I absolutely recommend it if you enjoy those kind of books. There is adult content in the fact that they do have a physical relationship, but there's nothing graphic in the book. It's in that aspect of it, it is a clean story. So that's what I finished. So today I started a new audiobook, and that was On the Way to the Wedding by Julia Quinn. It's book number 8 in the Bridgerton series. I am a little bit more than 50% of the way through it. Really, really enjoying it. This is Gregory's story, the final sibling. He's not the youngest, he's the second youngest. Hyacinth is the youngest sibling. My issue with these later stories, like with Hyacinth's story and now Gregory's story, is that at the very beginning of the series, these two were young. I mean, they were like 10 or 12 or 8 or something like that. And now to see them as adults, it's difficult because during the last, especially with Gregory, during the last few books, he was off at school, so he didn't play a role in the stories. So you didn't get to really see him grow up that much. So it's a little jarring having him go from this little, like, you know, pain in the butt little boy to an adult. And, you know, especially when you're talking in the aspect of a romantic, perhaps physical relationship, it's a little weird, and it's a little jarring. It's taken me a little bit. I had the same issue with Hyacinth's story as well, from going from this little girl to this woman, right? So it is the last book in the series. I'm a little upset because the series will be over, but that's okay because the next book that I have to listen to on audio after I'm done this one, which I should absolutely be done this one tomorrow, is actually another Julia Quinn book, but I will probably talk about that one tomorrow or Thursday. All things, depending on when I finish this one and when I start the next one. But yeah, so this, like I said, this is Gregory's story, and it opens up 2 months in the future, if you will. Like, not in the future, it's a historical novel, but you know what I mean. 2 months in the future from the start of the story. And he pretty much runs into somebody's wedding and tells them to stop the wedding because he's in love with the bride. So then it backtracks 2 months to him meeting this woman by the name of Hermione at a party that his oldest brother, Anthony, and his wife are hosting. It's like, they used to, I guess, do these like whole week-long like gatherings where all these people would come and they'd like eat and drink and be merry kind of idea. And Hermione is there with her best friend Lucy, and Lucy is actually our main character, our female lead in this book. And I really do adore her. I think she's super sweet, super awesome. But I did have to get a giggle that I have to look, because this book came out in 2006. And I'm assuming Harry Potter was already out by then, because It's just celebrating its 20th anniversary. Am I correct when I say that? So Harry Potter came out in 1998. Am I right in saying I'm not a Harry Potter person, you guys? I read the first and second book and I never got any further than that, and I did not see them. I saw the first and second movie. They're not my thing. Um, hey, I get the fandom. I have friends who love them. They're just not for me. But I do know the pop culture, of course, of the stories. And I had to laugh because I'm wondering how much of a fan Julia Quinn actually was. Because, like I said, our main character Lucy's best friend's name is Hermione, which, the only other place I've heard that name is in Harry Potter. And what made me laugh is that Hermione's last name is Watson. Well, the character, of course, who plays Hermione Granger in Harry Potter is Emma Watson. So I thought that was a cute little throwback. And then there's another character that you may meet that he's a secondary character. He doesn't really have, have anything to do in the story. He was in a few scenes earlier on in the story, and his name is Neville. And I'm pretty sure he's another character in Harry Potter. Don't quote me. I seem to remember from watching the movie a sweet boy who's a little bumbling, for lack of a better term. So, and that's pretty much what the Neville character was in this one. So again, I have to wonder how much of a throwback and how much of a fan Julia Quinn is of Harry Potter to, kind of throw these little things in there. But yeah, so the whole premise of the story then is, like I said, he kind of tries to stop this wedding, and then it goes back in time, and it's the relationship of him and Lucy. And it's really, really adorable because he absolutely falls head over heels for Hermione the second he sees her. And Lucy has spent like her whole friendship with Hermione because Hermione's beautiful and she's lovely and all the men want her. And she's always played kind of second fiddle to Hermione. So it's absolutely adorable. I am still reading Deputy Defender by Valerie Hansen. It is a love-inspired suspense novel. It's book number 6, I think, in the Capital Canine Unit series. This one doesn't seem to have a lot to do with the overarching storyline that has been going on with the whole... I mean, the senator appears in the story, but that's not the basis of this story. That it's about a woman who works as a nurse for a major hospital in DC. And at the beginning of the book, our male lead gets injured. His name is Isaac. And he gets injured in a bomb blast, and he has a bomb-sniffing dog. And she checked the perimeter before this event started, but then I guess somebody must have done something after, because this bomb went off, he got injured, so he ends up at the hospital, and he meets her. Her name's Danielle. And the thing that she's hiding, not really hiding, but she's hiding from, she's actually in the witness protection program because her father murdered her mother when she was young. And she testified against him, and he kind of threatened her. So she kind of went into witness protection, all these things. So I'm having a few issues with this story. There are times when you have to suspend your disbelief and suspend what you think would be right in order to enjoy the story. This is one that I'm having a very difficult time doing that because she's supposed to be in witness protection. And she moved from Florida to Washington, which is quite the distance. And, changed her name, and she went to nursing school and all these things, and she wanted to be a nurse, which is fantastic. Nurses are the best. But she, constantly hides. They have camera crews in because this was, at some political thing that this bomb went off. So she's hiding from the cameras and then appears on camera, and not an hour later does her father call her. Well, supposedly he'd been out of jail for quite some time, for a couple of years. So you're telling me he has no idea where she's gone. Not a freaking clue. But yet somehow finds her within a couple hours. Now they do say in the story they didn't know whether he had found her quite some time ago and, just waited till now to contact her or what have you. But the other thing is that I'm having a very difficult time with this whole witness protection thing. It's great that she wants to be a nurse. I think that's absolutely fantastic. But why would you put yourself at a major metropolitan hospital? Why wouldn't you go work somewhere in some little country hospital, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, kind of an idea? She thought that she would hide in plain sight, kind of an idea. The bigger the place, the more people she can kind of hide behind. But there's more chance that you're going to be spotted. And I don't know. Again, I'm having trouble suspending my disbelief with this one. Also, she's supposed to be a cat lover, and, when there's a potential something going on in her house, she goes, of course, into like a safe house, and she left her cat. Like, I don't care. Fight me all you want. My cat's come with me. Um, that she would come back for him or something. And I thought, well, how could you leave the cat? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So yeah, so not loving this one 100%, but I mean the writing's good. There's just a few things that I'm really having a difficult time with some of the decisions that the main character is making. And for someone as smart as she probably is, because she is a nurse, that she's making these dumb decisions like she was going to go to her car, and, he says to her, well, there could be a bomb in your car. That's pretty much how your mother died. You know, if your father's coming after you, you think that's his MO. And she argues with him, well, I have to go. Well, you can't go in that car, like that kind of thing. I don't know. She seems a little flighty to me, but whatever. So anyway, what else am I reading? I haven't touched my Nancy Drew book in a couple days. I'm so disappointed in that. I need to do that again. I need to pick that up maybe tonight before I go to bed. But right now I plan on sitting down and having a little snack, and I'm starting my next physical book. And this is Reunited with the Cowboy by Carolyn Arson. This is a book in the Refugee Ranch series. It is a Harlequin, it's a love-inspired romance. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. It's about a woman who comes back home for her sister's wedding, and she comes face to face with her past, and her past now happens to have a daughter, and it's that guy, and he's trying to buy her family's ranch. Is that what it is? An obstacle in his plans to buy her family's ranch. And then she agrees to babysit his daughter, and, the story kind of goes from there. It sounds cute, it sounds adorable, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, I'll let you guys know more about this one, what my thoughts on it so far are tomorrow. But anyway, guys, that's it for this little clip today. Not much else to report. Work was work. Nothing really to report there. As my new phrase is, not my circus, not my monkeys. I go in, I do my job, I go home. But tomorrow's Halloween. They are doing a dress-up thing at work. I used to do it, but I haven't done it in a couple years. I'm a little boring. I did it actually, surprisingly, speaking of Harry Potter, a couple years ago I actually dressed like Hermione. I had the gray skirt and the white shirt, and I got a patch. I borrowed a patch, I think, off my sister-in-law. Oh, my sister-in-law had a wand from Disney because she is a huge Harry Potter fan. And I dressed up like that, so that was kind of fun. Just because it's like, again, it's pop culture. Everybody knows what it is. And I just don't think I'm going to dress up this year. I've been wearing my Halloween earrings. Today it's black roses. Tomorrow will be the pumpkins, and I'm probably just going to dress in all black. And I might wear my pumpkin ale sweater, which is just an orange cardigan. So I'll be in like the black and orange Halloween colors. So we shall see. I'm hoping to get into the office tomorrow a bit early because I want to try and leave a bit early because my niece and nephew are going to be over at my mom's house, and they go trick-or-treating at her place because my brother and sister-in-law live in an apartment, and it's kind of hard for the kids to go trick-or-treating when you live in an apartment. So they go to my parents' place and they trick-or-treat there, which should be a lot of fun. And I'm pretty sure my 18-month-old nephew is dressing like Chewbacca, so I kind of need to see that just because it's going to be adorable. If I do see them, unfortunately, I probably will not post pictures. My sister-in-law's a big stickler against that, and I absolutely agree with her. That's totally fine. You never know what's going on, stuff like that. So, sorry, you won't get to see cute little pictures of my adorable little nephew dressed as Chewbacca. I don't know what my niece is dressing up as. They posted on Facebook yesterday because she goes to Brownies or Girl Guides or Girl Scouts or whatever you guys call it in the U.S. Up here for her age group, it's called Brownies. I used to do it too when I was a kid. And I guess they had a dress up. And she was dressed like a pirate. It was a super cute costume. But I don't know if that's her costume for tomorrow. My sister-in-law loves Halloween. It's like her favorite thing. And she never really got to, I don't think, celebrate it as much or do, like, she decorates at my mom's house and everything like that at my parents' place. But I guess, like, she didn't get to do that when she was growing up. So anyway, she kind of really goes for it. And often, like, my niece has, like, costume changes. She'll have, like, a costume for school and then a costume for going out. Last year she was Rey from Star Wars. Is that the character I'm thinking of? You Star Wars people probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's a picture I have that's on my desk at work, actually, that is of Katie, that's my niece, hugging Rey at Disney. And they look adorable. It's the cutest picture ever. But anyway, so, sorry, Halloween stuff. You guys know I love Halloween. But I will try and bust out my witch hat tomorrow. Well, I do my little recording, but while I'm speaking about Halloween, for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, because I posted this on Instagram, my husband and I went to this store called Spirit, and it sells, like, all Halloween decorations. Other people go there for decorations. I go there for home decor. And I bought this. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera around so you guys can see because it's absolutely awesome. Hold on. What do you guys think? Is that not awesome? So it's like on the entrance, like when you walk into my apartment, it's like the first thing you see. So my husband and I were laughing because I do want to keep it up all year round because it's just super cute. So we were laughing, saying that what we're gonna do is at Christmas we're gonna get one of those elf on a shelf, and we're gonna stick them up on the broom. Just because that will be super duper fun. So yeah, so as you can see, it hangs right above. So there's my front door, and then there is that. So yes, so I absolutely kind of love that. I saw it and I'm like, I must buy that. I don't know if I showed you guys that in the vlog already. Sorry for my thumb. But yeah, so anyway, oh, wedding pictures. You guys want to see wedding pictures? Mine's kind of falling out of the frame. I need to fix it. So there's my husband and the groomsmen. Right behind me is the picture of just me and the husband. It's one of my favorite pictures. Sorry, excuse me, hold on one second. I had to tell the camera where to focus. And then that one there is actually me and my bridesmaids. So yeah, so those are the pictures that are above the couch. But anyway, okay, that's it for tonight, guys. I'm gonna let you go and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, guys. Happy Halloween. It is October 31st. It is just before 9 o'clock in the morning. I am here with the Gorin. And we are going to open the very last day of the Creepy Countdown calendar from David's. So I thought I'd do this morning and then I would try the tea. Sorry, I'm trying to keep him in the camera because I know you guys like seeing them. So my costume today, very exciting. I'm dressed in all black. I'm sorry, am I boring you? I'm dressed in all black, but I do have my cute little jack-o'-lantern earrings in. So what do you think, Goran? What's your thoughts? He approves. He approves. It needs more cat fur. That's what he's saying. Pretty much what he's saying is, rub my belly. Rub my belly. Huh? Who's the beast? Look at him. Like, sorry, I don't have time for this morning, my love. I have to get ready to go. Unfortunately, it is raining this morning for all the poor kids who are going to be trick-or-treating. Sorry, hold on. That just makes me sad. Oh, that was just my husband. So yeah, so let's open the calendar because I have to make my lunch and I have to get to the office. So today is day number 10. Open that up. And it is the one that I am assuming it was because they're all listed on the back anyway. You are such an affection slut, you know that? He's so cute. Monster Mash. So there it is. There's today's tea. Rooibos, pumpkin, cinnamon, apple, sugar, carrot, ginger, cardamom, cloves, nutmeg, and natural flavoring. So his claw is stuck on my shirt. So anyway, guys, that is it. I will check in with you when I get home tonight. Bye, guys. Handsome cat is handsome. With his happy paws. Nothing beats a black cat at Halloween. Say happy Halloween, Mr. Goran. No, he's saying give me treats. Hi guys, happy Halloween. It is Halloween night. It is about 8:30 at night, I think, right now. And I got home from work a couple hours ago. I did some housework. I did the dishes. I did a little vacuuming in the living room, and I had my dinner. And yeah, so unfortunately I didn't make it over to my mom's tonight. That was the goal. Like I think I said that last night. I did not get out of here. I was actually late leaving. Later than normal, so I didn't get to work until later than normal, so I couldn't leave early, and we were quite busy and stuff like that. And but I did see the pictures on Facebook of my niece and nephew. They were so cute. My niece, she's 8, she'll be 9 in February. I can't believe it. She dressed like Rey from Star Wars, and Jonathan was dressed as Chewbacca, which is just adorable. But anyway, yeah, so I'm a little disappointed I didn't make it over there to see them, but there's always Facebook. What else do I have to tell you guys? Oh, the tea from this morning, the Monster Mash tea. I absolutely loved it. It was really, really good. It was very, very much an apple tea. Like you could really taste the fruity apple in it. But a little heavy on the spice. Like, and I'm not saying heavy in a bad way, but you know, you normally get like an apple cider and it's a very mellow spice, whereas this was like a more potent spice. It's kind of hard to describe. It was really good. It is a seasonal tea, so it will not be out again until next fall. But I definitely will be picking some up. I might actually see if it goes on sale on the website or anything like that, and I might place a small order if they do have it available. So sorry, I'm just trying to make myself comfortable here. So, reading update today. I finished 2 books today, which is super duper awesome. It is the last day of the month. So I finished all the books that I needed to finish for challenges. I didn't finish everything that was on my TBR originally. That's par for the course now with me, but that's okay. I make these big TBRs. It doesn't necessarily mean I have to finish everything, but I finished all the challenges, which is the big deal to me. So I will start with my audiobook. I finished On the Way to the Wedding by Julia Quinn, the 8th and final book, sadly, in the Bridgerton series. I love this series so much. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I'm going to go with about 4 stars on this one. 3.5 to 4 stars. It was not my favorite in the series. My favorites were the first 3 or 4. I really loved. The last ones were enjoyable, highly enjoyable. I still really love them. But they weren't to the standards of The Duke and I. The first book is still hands down my favorite. I loved seeing the other Bridgertons, the other siblings come in, but Gregory, who is our main male lead, is so much younger than Anthony. I think at the start of the series, Anthony was 28 and Gregory was only 10 or 12, so there is quite an age gap. I know there's a 10-year age gap between him and Colin, which is the next brother in line, and then comes a couple sisters and then Gregory. So anyway, the whole plot of his story, I mentioned it yesterday, so I'm not going to rehash it over again, is that he's meeting Lucy. So the remainder of the story was, of course, the two of them kind of, there are secrets being harbored and there's reasons that Colin doesn't think that she should marry the man that she's actually engaged to. And I don't want to give anything away. And not that she'd be unhappy or that he would be a horrible person, but there are things that are definitely going to affect a marriage. And she has to marry him because of some family secrets and stuff like that she finds out from her uncle, and stuff. So yeah, it was a really cute story, really sweet. Again, 3.5. I'm probably gonna go with 4 stars because it's a Bridgerton novel. I mean, it's kind of, that it is what it is, and I really liked it. So the other book that I finished, unfortunately, I didn't like as much, which was Detecting Danger by Valerie Hansen, I believe. This was Love Inspired. It's book number 6, I think, in the Capital K9 Unit series, excuse me. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was an entertaining read. Sorry, the cat's looking here so he can jump up. You gonna jump up here and sit with me? We had a little play session. I don't know whether he's not feeling well or what's going on with him, but he's been really, okay, he's a cat, so yes, they are lethargic, but I mean, extra lethargic. So I don't know. We played for a bit, so he did that. But anyway, back to the book. So I talked about this one yesterday and some of my issues with it, and it is what it is. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't think it was that spectacular. Are you gonna come up and say hi? There he is. There's the Goran. I didn't think it was anything absolutely spectacular. Don't go, you don't need to necessarily go out and read it. But if you like that kind of thing, if you like, it is a Christian romance novel, so it's absolutely no adult content at all in it. And yeah, so I think I'm probably going to rate that one about 3 stars. Because like I said, I did have those few issues with the whole fact of her being, in witness protection and, other things and whatever. But I like both the characters. Well, let me rephrase that. Sorry for moving around the camera. I liked him. I liked Isaac, but I didn't much care for her, Daniela. She was a little whiny. She was a little, well, I guess if someone was trying to kill me, I'd be a little whiny too. But she didn't make some of the best decisions, let's put it that way. So yeah, so anyway, it is what it is. I'm going to be starting a couple new books tomorrow because it's the 1st of November, so that's super exciting, getting into the November books. And it starts nonfiction November tomorrow too. But a nonfiction book is not the first on my list. Actually, now that I'm sitting here talking to you guys, it's reminding me that I need to update those 2 books on Goodreads too, so I can, I know what I'm reading next. I always have the next book picked, but it'll be nice to see the one after this. I'm going to let you guys go now. The Gorn's got the right idea. He's plopped out on the couch beside me, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Happy November the 1st. We are officially now in fall. I mean, it's November. But can anyone tell me what happened to October? Because legit, it feels like it was just the 1st of October. And an entire month has passed. It blows me away. Time is going way too fast. It needs to slow down. Hi guys, happy November 1st. Yes, it's the first day of November. Did you change your calendar over? I have not yet. I have to go do that. But I did change the one at work. I have a little printout calendar at work because for reasons that I don't understand, we're not supposed to have personal things at our desks. I guess every company is different, but I can understand not having a whole bunch of bobbleheads or Funko Pops or, like I remember at a company I used to work for, this one woman had so many plants at her desk it looked like a jungle. I can get stuff like that, but I should be able to have a couple framed photos on my desk or, a little calendar at my desk. I mean, it's a calendar. What's wrong with that? As long as it doesn't have naked people, men, women, whatever, on it, or anything like that people would be considering taboo. It was a cats doing yoga calendar. I mean, I didn't specifically get told that I had to take it down, but a memo went out at the beginning of the year that we weren't allowed to have personal stuff at our desks anymore. So, because I guess they're trying to make it like a whole work environment where, um, like, if anybody comes into the office from outside, like not just some random person from outside, but somebody who works for the company but doesn't work at our office, who might work in the Buffalo office or who might work overseas at one of our offices over there, to come in and can just pick any desk that's empty and just kind of plop themselves down and not feel like they're invading anyone's personal space, which is fine. And I get that. But the thing is that I'm always there unless I'm on vacation or I'm sick. It's my desk. Maybe there should be a section of desks that are like that for those kind of people who come in and can just plug into the network and do whatever they need to do. Anyway, sorry, small rant. What was I talking about? Calendars. Guys, I am so tired. It's not even funny. 20 more minutes and I can go pick up my husband from work and then I can come home and go to bed. Update for today. One thing I want to talk about first. NaNoWriMo. I know you guys are probably, your subscription feeds, if you like watch a lot of booktubers, are probably filled with people doing NaNoWriMo, and I had planned on it. I had thought about it. I have story ideas that I want to write and things like that. When am I going to learn that at 10:15 I cannot record anything on this phone because my thing pops up to tell me to take my pills? Anyway, as I was saying, work has just been crazy. By the time I get home at night, I am wiped out, exhausted. I just kind of want to sit and do not much. And I just think, like, the whole goal of NaNoWriMo is to write 50,000 words in a month. And I just don't think it's feasible for me this year. I did participate in April and in July for Camp NaNoWriMo, where you can make your own goal. Like, it doesn't have to be 50,000 words to win, quote unquote. If you get any writing done, to me, you're a winner. But I kind of still wanted to participate, so I am sort of, kind of, not really. There's a section on the NaNoWriMo boards. I am signed up as a competitor, if you will, or that I am participating. There is a section on the board, something like, what's the word that they used? NaNoWriMo Rebels, I think it is. And it's people who are doing stuff outside of what you would typically do. So, for example, people who are writing nonfiction, because it's supposed to be like you're writing a novel. It doesn't have to, I guess they specify that it should be fiction, but it can be nonfiction. It's people who want to maybe do poetry or things like that. Well, there's a section for people who are doing blog posts. So I decided I did want to write. One of my goals that I've been trying to do for months, but have not been able to, I start out strong, but I just fizzle out. So I'm going to try and challenge myself for the month of November to do a blog post every day on my blog. Book reviews, and the new thing that I'm doing now are Sunday posts, which is created by another blogger that I followed called Caffeinated Reviewer. And kind of it's like an overall, like a snapshot, if you will, of your week. So, that's my goal for the entire month of November, is to get a blog post up every day. So I do have a word count, and it's 15,000 words for the month, well shy of the 50,000 words that Nano wants you to do, but I figured a 500 word count a day is better than zero. So it's a small start, and hopefully it'll get me, if I can get through the month. They say it takes 21 days to get a habit. So I'm hoping if I can get into the habit of writing even just a bit every day, it will get there. And by next year, I should be good to go for Nano. So let's hope. Let's see. Anyway, that's just a small side note that I wanted to mention. So reading wise today, I am a little bit more than halfway through Just Like Heaven by Julia Quinn. Yes, 2 Julia Quinn books back to back. This one is really cute, and it's funny because there is throwbacks to the book I just read in a way. So Just Like Heaven is the first book in the Smith-Smythe Quartet by Julia Quinn. And the Smith-Smythe Quartet, say that 3 times fast, is a musicale that was featured in the first group, I want to say first 4 or 5 Bridgerton novels. I don't recall it being mentioned in the last 2. Maybe they did. No, they did. Because in Hyacinth's story, they did go to see one. But I don't recall it being mentioned in Gregory's in the last book that I just read. But these things are held once a year. And it's kind of a running joke throughout the books that this musicale that's put on by the Smith-Smythe family is horrible. None of these girls can play instruments, and, you know, it just sounds bad, but, you know, everybody just kind of puts up with it because it's a thing. So I'm so thrilled that Julia Quinn kind of branched off and wrote about some of these girls that are in this this quartet, essentially. Because the quartet changes. It explains at the beginning of this book that they're all cousins, and there's like something like 31st cousins. And they all... at one point or another, all the girls have to participate in this musicale, and are in the quartet until they get married. So at the beginning of this book, the one cousin is like trying to desperately get married just so she doesn't have to participate this year. So, like I said, it's a throwback to the Bridgertons in a way, and this is the story of, I can't say her first name, I'm sorry. It's a different name. You know, when I was listening to the book on audio, I'm like, that's a different name. Our lead female, who's one of the cousins, I'm sorry. You know what? If I remember, I will write the name here. It's a very pretty name. I can't pronounce it. And because I'm listening to it on audio, it's not like I'm seeing it in my head like I'm reading it on a page. And his name is Marcus. And they have known each other since they were kids, since she was 6 and he was 12. And he's best friends with her older brother, Daniel. And so the story starts off with the 2 of them meeting when they're children, and then it flashes forward, I think, what, like 20, no, not 20 years even. I think she's like 21 to his 27 now, and her brother has been exiled to Italy for reasons I'm not going to get into. And it's pretty much that it's the romance between the 2 of them. Like I said, I'm only about halfway through this right now, and it's adorable, it's cute. And Gregory Bridgerton has already been mentioned in this one. So this book happens before the events of On the Way to the Wedding. You don't have to read them in any kind of order or anything like that, but it's kind of fun when you've read through a series like that. And I love it when authors do this and they pull characters from those books that you love so much and they kind of give them it's like a spin-off TV show. Do you know what I mean? And then you get a walk-on cameo appearance by somebody. It's so much fun, especially because I just read On the Way to the Wedding. So, they're having a party, the 4 of the cousins and the girls, and they invite Gregory because he's quite the catch, supposedly. So obviously he has not met Lucy yet, which is what happens in book number 8 of the Bridgertons. So yeah, so it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. I should definitely get it done tomorrow. And yeah, so I'm liking that one quite a bit. The ebook I am currently reading is Out of Uniform by Catherine Mann. This is book number 14 in the Wingman's Warrior series. The cover's right here. Very hot and spicy. I'm about 35% of the way through this one right now, and I'm really enjoying it. This is a very quick read. Like, you know, I always hear people say that, oh, this is such a quick read. And, you know, I say it to myself, but legit this time it really is. Like, I'm like flying through this. It's such an easy read. So it's about a woman who goes by the name of Dee. She does not know what her real name is, and our male lead's name is Jacob, and he is a Air Force mechanic, and he is kind of on leave right now because his father just passed, and he's looking after his teenage sister, who has a baby, and he's running the family motel until he can decide what to do to sell it or what have you. And he meets Dee, and she has not had a good go of it. She has amnesia. She arrived the night prior to the story starting at this hotel in the middle of this major snowstorm. And in the morning, she wakes up and has absolutely no memory. And she's been left in the hotel room with $100 in cash and an EpiPen, of all things. and the gentleman who signed them in as Mr. and Mrs. Smith is gone. He took off in the morning, and no one has heard hide nor hair of him. So at the point we're at now, she's still trying to figure out who she is. She has told Jacob what's going on, with her, amnesia. And at first he didn't believe her, but now he's believing her. And they're trying to figure out who she is. It sounds like there's a mystery. My one issue with this book, and it's got nothing to do with the book itself, it's the way it's formatted, is that this is an older Harlequin that I guess they republished as a Kindle edition, and the formatting is slightly off. So where you're reading a chapter and you kind of get a page break, like there's a different scene happening, so you get like, a blank bit of whatever on the book, or you get like 3 dots or something like that. That didn't happen in this. So it's only happened a couple times that you get that kind of scene break in a chapter. But as you're reading through it, all of a sudden something completely different's happening, and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? So I've had to read back a bit and realize, okay, that's where there should be a page break. So that's a little annoying, but it is what it is. It doesn't happen all the time, thankfully. It's only happened, I think, twice, and I'm on chapter 7. So it's not major, but it is something that I noticed. But yeah, Catherine Mann's a great author, and this book is really enjoyable. And I'm so very interested to find out what's going to happen. I haven't got any more reading other than that done today, but I think that's pretty good. I am still reading. Let me stretch here. Sorry, guys. I'm still reading Reunited with the Cowboy by Carolyn Arson. Like I said, I'm exhausted. I now have 7 minutes before I have to leave to pick up my husband. I leave at 10:30. And so I won't probably be getting any more of this read tonight. I think my problem has been lately is that I get home and I lay in bed for a bit, and the next thing I know, it's 12:30 at night, and I'm not one to sleep in, you guys. Fun fact about me, I'm usually, even on weekends, always up between 6 and 6:30 in the morning. Granted, by mid-afternoon I'm ready for a nap, but I am not one to sleep in, so I need to really start forcing myself to try and get to bed. By the time I pick up my husband and come home, it's usually about 11:15 at night, or 11:30ish at night. So I need to get to bed at that time and not stay up for that next hour. And the problem is, most of the time, like I've been saying, I have not been reading my Nancy Drew book, which is usually what I would do right before I go to bed. I've been playing on my stupid phone. So I need to put the phone down and I need to go to bed, because I'm not doing myself any favors. So anyway, yeah, just a small little shaking my own finger at myself, telling myself what I need to do. But yeah, so like I said, I've got about 5 more minutes or so, so I might plop myself down and I can probably read another chapter of the Nancy Drew. So maybe I'll do that before I leave. And tomorrow's Friday, you guys. Yay, Friday. My favorite day of the week. And I'll talk to you guys then. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is Friday, November the 2nd, and it is 11:30 at night, so it's almost Saturday. I'm coming to you with just a very, very quick little clip. Just an update for today. I have been in a chat for most of the night with my friends. An online video chat, which is always a lot of fun. And I was just sitting there and I was working away on knitting on my fingerless mitt, and my eyes were just starting to droop, and I'm like, I need to get to bed. I am exhausted. So that's my plan. But I wanted to come on and give you guys a quick update and then end this vlog essentially. Reading for today, not a whole heck of a lot. I was hoping to finish my audiobook today, but unfortunately I didn't get a chance to. I was just too busy at work and doing too many things, and even towards the end of the day, once everybody else had taken off, and as I always say, I have that kind of time to myself, I can listen to my audiobook. I didn't get a chance to because I just got busy doing things, and for some reason, this audiobook, it's from Libby, it's from the library. The volume on it is really low. So even if I turn it up all the way, it is still relatively quiet. And the end of the day, a lot of the time I spend is in front of the printer. So that I couldn't actually hear it over the noise of the printer. That's how quiet it is, even turned up at full volume. So I don't know if it's the audiobook or what's going on. I haven't had this problem with anything else, so I'll have to see when I listen to my next audiobook. But anyway, so that is Just Like Heaven by Julia Quinn. Still really, really enjoying it. I will talk more about it in my next vlog, because I should get it done. My ebook, I didn't get much read in either. I did read some chapters in my Nancy Drew book, which is very exciting. And I did not read any of my print book today. So it's just been kind of, one of those days. My goals for tomorrow are going to be, I want to finish the audiobook. I only have about an hour and a half left on it, so that should be easy to get done. I plan on finishing the ebook, and I plan on finishing the Nancy Drew book. So I'm hoping to have 3 finishes right off the bat for my next vlog. I think I had 6 or 7 books that I finished this week, so I'm not doing too shabby. I'm not too upset about that at all. But anyway, so yeah, so that is a reading update. The other little reading update, in a way, is the next book for the Harlequin, my anticipated reads video. Every month I always ask you guys to pick me a book to read. So the book that you guys picked was this one. I was over at Walmart tonight, so I picked it up. And it is The Mavericks Christmas to Remember by Christy Jeffries. So if you guys are reading along with me, this is the book that was picked. So yes, I went ahead and picked that up at Walmart tonight. What else do I have to update you guys on? NaNoWriMo. I did not get any writing done today either, but that's okay. I'm not going to stress myself out. I can always catch up tomorrow. It's not that big a deal. It just means that 2 reviews are going to go up on the blog tomorrow instead of just 1. So that's fine. So that's another one of my goals tomorrow. So my goals for tomorrow are to read, to get those books finished. I want to get those 2 blog posts done, and I want to sit and relax and do some knitting. I have nothing planned, nothing on the agenda for tomorrow other than taking the hubby to work. I'm actually going to try and sleep in tomorrow. Editing wise for this vlog, I have got everything edited up until this clip. So all I have to do tomorrow is edit this one, and just piece everything together. And actually, I don't even have to edit this one because I'm not going to bother putting pictures into the books because I didn't really even talk about them for very long. So I just have to edit everything together, and I can get that posted tomorrow morning. So that's very exciting. Last thing before I let you guys go, videos coming up this week on my channel. I've actually got 3 that are going to be posted this coming week. The first one is going to be my October month-end wrap-up with my stats, which is always fun. The next one is going to be an announcement video, and it is the announcement video for the holiday book bingo. So stay tuned for that coming on Thursday. And then on Friday, I have another quick little announcement video. It's just more of a reminder, if you will, for the Create Your Own Readathon, which is coming up in 2 weeks. So I thought about posting the reminder video like the Friday before, like the Friday, and then that weekend would be the read along or the readathon. But then I thought, no, that doesn't give people enough time, because if anyone's behind on videos or anything at all like that, this gives you guys a little over a week. So it'll be posted on the Friday, and then it'll be the following weekend that will be the readathon. So I'll be doing that every month just to give you guys a reminder, because I've been forgetting for the last few months, and I do apologize for that. So anyway, guys, I am off to bed. I will talk to you in my next video. As usual, take care and happy reading. And again, thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.